Okay, well, so to defend that though, just a little, I will say that I do think that to some extent. By the way, I didn't bring this up to debate.
Right.
I'm just discussing, but I do think to some extent that's your same defense, though.
Actually, no, you have to get the chalice.
Really?
Well, that was like...
Oh, down there?
It's up in that birdcage.
Oh, right, I forgot. I do think that in some way it's the same defense of you summoning in Dark Souls. It's in the game. You know
right,
what I mean?
but I'm talking about the people that...
If you're, like, introducing new files
that,
and
like,
stuff...
hack the game.
Right, that kind of stuff I get, but if it's, like, you're playing the game... So, like this, I saw this the other day. This dude was doing the Arkham City world record.
Okay.
And you can phase through the floor. Like, you can glitch into the floor.
Oh.
If you hit a bunch of gadgets rapidly at certain points in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So he did this, and he went down into the floor right away and glided over and went into the door to the Hugo Strange encounter at the end of the game.
Huh.
To me, that is breaking the game. But they left that glitch in the game.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's kind of like, well, I don't consider that... I mean, I still think it's impressive that you knew how to do that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I don't care that much, but it's still in the game. If you're going to introduce new files into the game, I agree. But I think that if you're just playing with the game however it is, or however it was in any officially released version of the game,
yeah,
I am fine with that. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Although I'm also not like the arbiter of truth on speedruns here, so like no one cares what I think, but I don't know. I think that as long as it's something in the game, cool, you did it, even if it's a glitch, but it's different. It's more for me, like, I just don't care that much at all.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know. It's
the same with sports.
Right.
I have the same thing with sports. Is it cool? Like, seriously, is it cool that you're talented and you can make a shot from, halfway across the
around
board?
the world?
Yeah, that's cool. But, like, do I care that much? Not really. I'm just not that interested. That's all it is. It's nothing personal.
I wanted to say that I was eavesdropping, and I agree with Nate's take on the speedrunning thing.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know you do, but you guys both disregard still that you both use stuff like that in games all the time.
I never glitch my games. I'm not a cheater.
When I watch you guys play games, if there is an easier way to do something, usually you will both take it. That is the same exact thing.
I always find the hardest route to go.
No, you don't. You'll
games.
try a Dark Souls boss like 2 times, and if you can't beat him, you'll summon him. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, like, I don't think the path of least resistance makes you beating the game not valid.
I've never summoned in a Dark Souls game.
You've never played one.
Oh.
So she's never summoned.
No. But yeah, Nate's right. I never summoned.
Yeah, well, I have a perfect score of 0 in golf.
Why? Because you never played golf?
Exactly. I might as well take on Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods doesn't have a perfect score.
No, he doesn't. And Captain America would have said mean words to him.
That is true.
I don't know. But you know what? I will say, in defense of what you both are saying, I do not like this push to introduce an easy mode to the Dark Souls games.
Yeah.
So, like, I get in some ways not wanting everyone to take the easy way out, because to me, but the difference to that is, to me, I feel like those games are built for people who want a challenge, and it's annoying to me that people who don't want a challenge want the world to change for them.
Right.
I don't like people who want the world to change for them in general. I've never liked that. Like, specifically for you. Like, you are the exception to the rule. Things should be different for you. It's like, I don't have time. Okay, then you don't have time. Guess what? I personally don't have time to play World of Warcraft. I think it's a good game. I have played it before. I have a job. I work 60-hour weeks, probably minimum. So to me, I don't have time for World of Warcraft. But do you know what I don't expect World of Warcraft to do? Change for me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just because I'm busy, I don't expect World of Warcraft to change to accommodate my life being busy. Like, I just don't expect that. I don't get people who do.
I expect it.
So I guess what I'm saying, does this make any sense?
No, it makes sense.
Okay, I didn't know if it did. Because I've seen, like, these people who represent, like, games journalism and all these other, like, hack professions say, like...
These hack professions?
Well, say, like...
These fake jobs.
Oh, they're not fake jobs, but, like, no one likes you. Like, you're not an entertainer. You're not nice to your audience. Like, they're just a bunch of dicks. Like, everyone hates games journalists. They're awful. They are awful to the people who read their stuff.
Right.
Everything they do is about, like, gamers bad. So, I do think that's kind of a hack profession now, to be honest. I don't think it used to be. I don't think it had to be one. But I do think it is now.
You are back here for the skill. I think this is because of my shield, yeah? But I have something else I can give to you. Something you may find very interesting.
So anyway, all I was going to say is I think that people like that, you know, I don't think that profession had to be a hack profession, but it is now. But those kinds of people want it because they can't beat it or they don't have time or whatever. But like I don't get that, because to me I think that's kind of a selfish mindset. And I get that, oh, it's a selfish mindset to want things to be hard so that certain people can't play them. Whatever, fine. But not everything is for everybody, you know? Mm-hmm. Just like I'm not going to demand that, this is also the difference between me and other people. I guess not me, but like my idea and other people. Is I understand that some things are not for me, and so I just do what I enjoy and what is for me. Mm-hmm. Mega Man 1 is not for me.
I tried to make it for me.
I did too.
I did not get into it.
I know, I used to play it at an arcade thing, and I wanted it to be for me too.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's just not for me. And instead of expecting them to nerf Mega Man 1 and make it easier because it's too hard for me to beat, which it really is. Like, that is what it is. I will admit that game is too hard for me to beat. I just say, you know what? I can't beat this. That sucks. I like this character. But you know what I can beat? Mega Man X. So I'll play Mega Man X. That's for me. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't understand this push of, like, making everything for everyone. Now, they usually bring up these absolutely moronic arguments. It's almost like when you talk to someone about the political hot button issue of what to do when you get pregnant and don't want a kid.
Okay.
It's almost like that issue where someone will immediately bring up the most niche argument of all time that does happen. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like...
What if it was the uncle? Like that thing.
Yeah.
Like, yes, that does happen. And that should be a conversation about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, not... Like, they always bring up the exception to the rule. My issue with this is they do the same thing in games journalism and all these other areas where they say, like, well, it's not accessible to people with disabilities. I agree, and I'm sorry, TV is not very well accessible to people who can't see either.
Right.
That sucks. Yes, we made subtitles and closed captioning, like, audible stuff so that it can be.
Yeah.
And that stuff should be done, right? So stuff like the Microsoft controller they made for people with hand problems, cool. Mm-hmm. I think that's awesome. I think that's the kind of stuff that should be done, is like making new control apparatuses that are inclusive to people. Like, you know, so maybe if someone has one hand and doesn't have another hand, I'm being serious, you make a controller that that person can play with, where they can push like around an analog stick thing with their arm.
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. You know, like, I'm not like a heartless bastard. It's not like I think, well, walking doesn't need to be inclusive for people who need a wheelchair. How about they just sit on the ground? It's not like that. It's just like, well, why don't we make them tools that help them play these games? I don't understand why we have to nerf the whole gameplay experience. Mm-hmm. And your justification for it is like two groups. It's, I don't have time, which I fall into, and even I don't believe that. And they have a disability, which then you make better stuff for them to be able to play the game with their disability, you know?
Right.
Like, I'm just gonna go balls to the wall here on a ridiculous example. If my son had severe learning disabilities, I am not being mean or joking, I would not expect Nintendo to nerf Mario for him to play it. I would say, hey, let's find a game that, works for you to play. Like, I'm saying, like, maybe my son, because this can happen, and I would still love my son, is maybe born with the mental faculties of a child.
Right.
That actually happens. And maybe he's 20 and I'm still taking care of him and he likes video games. Well, maybe he has like the mental faculties of like a 10-year-old.
Right.
That happens a lot. Maybe instead of me being like, hey, you need to change this for him in that way, maybe instead it's like, I hope that by that point they've made controllers that if he has some kind of motor function problem would help him.
Right.
And that, we find games that work for him.
Yeah,
and you find those experiences
right.
that work for people, not make everyone else change.
Yeah. Instead of giving them like Bloodborne to play, maybe just Dance.
Play Lego Star Wars.
Or Lego Star Wars.
Or whatever.
Right.
That's kind of what I'm saying. I know this probably sounds heartless to someone, but do you get what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying, and I totally agree. Well, we live in a day and age now where everyone has to accommodate to everyone else, which I think is stupid.
Right, and I think there's... I really do think that there's,
right.
in good faith, reasonable ways to do that are not the extreme.
Yeah, I mean, we always have to appeal to the smallest percentage group of people on everything.
Well, and it does suck. Like, I understand what it means. Like, people are going to say, no, you don't, you're white. But I understand what it means to be in a minority category for certain things. I have an actual blood disorder that causes me chronic pain every single day that no one is researching how to fix because it's not profitable. Mm-hmm. No one cares. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying I'm a minority, but
You're saying
like,
you've been through a lot.
No, I'm saying I'm in a minority statistic for health.
Right.
Where because I don't have cancer, or because I don't have like osteoporosis or something that afflicts a wide amount of people, no one's researching that to help me, right? And I wish someone was, and I get that. But I also know that the truth of how things work is that there's not enough people that have this for this to be a high priority right now. And that sucks for me, but also I would rather have more people researching cancer that's like ravaging the human population than researching what I have.
Right.
Because to me, what I have is an inconvenience, obnoxious, and it sucks, but it's not like the pain of that, you know? So what I'm saying with this is I think that people at some point need to be able to accept that not everything's going to be fair, and that comes with being human. And just like it's not fair that I wasn't born in a genetic lottery where I, didn't get this illness, or I wasn't born in a genetic lottery where I was able to play pro baseball and make $100 million a year or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
It's not fair that maybe you can't beat Bloodborne. I'm sorry. That's all there is to it.
Right.
The world doesn't need to change because you can't beat Bloodborne.
Those mischievous imps have been at Xerox spellbooks again. They're shielded by magic, the naughty creatures.
And if someone wants to make the game so that you can, do those easy modes and stuff earlier on, I don't think this matters really, does it? If somebody wants to do that, like how Halo has an easy mode or Wolfenstein has an easy mode, that's cool, but I don't like this whole shame the developers for not wanting to do it.
Right.
Like, that's their decision too.
Yeah, and I mean also in terms of like Dark Souls, because I think, not saying like I'm like the best example ever of this, but like I'm a guy that just genuinely enjoys games, not to be easy, but I don't want to be like ripping my hair out when I'm playing games. Now I enjoy Dark Souls, they're some of my favorite games of all time, but those games also make me very angry.
Right.
A lot.
Right.
I love them, but I get really mad playing those games. I'm not advocating for an easy mode in Dark Souls. I understand that the reason why I'm mad is very much a Nathan problem.
Right.
It is not a From Software problem.
Well, there are things, too, that you can argue, like, rebalance this. I think that's different.
Yeah, I mean, there's some bosses that I think are just unfair, but...
Scholar of the First Sin, they did rebalance some stuff. Some for the worst, most for the best. Mm-hmm. And that was because of player feedback and developer feedback of not liking how certain things were. That kind of stuff's okay. It's just when you want everything to change for you, right?
Yeah.
That to me, it's unnecessary. And so, too, if it's going to be a walk in the park, which some of these people want, with their super easy mode, or I've seen people say, like, well, you should be able to turn on God mode where you can't die, that kind of stuff.
But it's like, that's not fun.
Watch someone else play the game.
Yeah.
Why not? Like, there's games that I did not want to play, but I wanted to experience the story of. You know what I did? Watch people play them.
Of Xerox. 100 years I've spent in exile, using my anger to keep me warm, feeding off my suffering, relaxing with my angst. Oh, but soon they will pay, all of them, including Fortescue. He thwarts my first plan to conquer Gallowmere, then posthumously claims to have killed me. When I find him, I'm going to get MediEvil on his bony behind. I never liked him anyway, always hanging around the court interfering. Where are you going with that dead cat, Xerox? Where did you find that brain, Xerox? Wretched busybody. Spellbook. Content.
Oh, this is just a
Raising
spell
the
book.
Dead, page 5. Putting a town to sleep.
Robbing people of their free will. Fidel Castro has entered the chat.
Jeez.
Robbing people of their
You could skip this. This isn't really that important. Oh, what's that?
Ooh. All Souls release. Hey, that's a trophy.
Really?
I thought so.
No.
Oh, wait a minute. No.
What?
I forgot about that. So that puts lost souls in each level.
Oh.
And I think you have to go through each level and free the lost souls for a trophy. I think so.
that if you release the entrapped souls in this chest, they will need help to be set to rest once again. Assisting these souls would earn one a place in Gallowmere history as perhaps the greatest of all its heroes. Is that something you would do, Sir Dan? If you do, history will be yours for the taking.
Oh, what's in here? I guess nothing. But anyways, yeah, I get what you're saying on your discussion that you're pointing out.
Well, and I get that to some people that probably sounds mean. It's not meant to. I never got it. I never understood that. I don't get why people get so triggered. And people say usually like, well, just like you, just like you don't care, if I can beat the game, I don't care, that you can and don't care. It's like, okay, cool, but I still don't care.
Right.
I've seen that a lot, like, people trying to say, like, oh, I don't care what difficulty you play games on, I don't care about this and that and blah, blah, blah. It's like, cool, and I don't care that you can't beat that game.
Yeah.
Like, two can play at that game.
Oh, no, oh, jeez.
Wow.
That was close.
That was close.
So I need to go get the chalice. Yeah, I think there's two ways to look at it. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, people can kind of have the experience they want. And I understand the boat of some people saying, well, I want to experience the game without the challenge of it. I get it. But, like you said, then just watch a video on it.
Right, that's not what the game is.
Right, yeah, people let's play basically anything. You
don't even have to watch us play
right.
something.
You can
watch
probably
anybody.
just find a video of it online, then you can experience the game yourself, and yet everyone else in the entire world does not have to dumb down their experience.
Right.
Every game is different, every game is unique, every game has their own experience with it. Some games are easier. Like, if you were to go and play, like, a Mario game, it's probably not going to be that challenging.
Well, yeah, usually.
But,
Mario
right.
64 might be, but, another one won't be, and that's fine.
That's just what the game is. Like, if it's too hard, fine. It's too hard.
Exactly.
Like, just, if it really frustrates you that much, don't play the game.
I just had this happen, actually, for me. We might actually be able to beat the game today, depending on these last two levels, because we have about 25 minutes left before we're going to be done.
Okay.
But I was going to say, I had this experience recently. I played through Space Jam on the channel.
Welcome to the jam.
The original. Or no, the new one. The
Okay.
LeBron one.
So come on and slam.
You're cocking to my ham. Oh, wait, what's this?
Hey, Danny man, how's that sword bearing up? I told you it was magic, right? I've got something here I can give you, but I've no idea what it is. Do you fancy your chances, like?
It's probably just life files or something. Yeah, it's like... Okay.
What is the point of these final chalices when they don't
I don't know.
give you anything?
I don't know.
Okay, so what I was going to say, though, real quick was... I had this experience recently. I played through Space Jam: A New Legacy on the channel. We beat the main game, right? And it was actually kind of hard. It's only an hour long, but it was kind of hard.
Can they make an easy mode?
No, that's the thing, is then we unlocked hard mode.
Okay.
I didn't really want to play it, because we would just be playing through the same exact game again, but harder. I thought that was boring for the Let's Play channel, right?
Yeah.
And so I didn't do it. But I did go into this boss rush mode. And what it is you have to beat every boss in the game without dying once.
Oh.
It's way too hard. I can't do it.
Okay.
I do think that it would probably be beneficial for them to rebalance that mode eventually, because I don't know who can do it. However, you know what I'm not really going to do if they don't? Care that much.
Right.
If they don't rebalance that mode, I mean, like, I think that mode is unbalanced fundamentally, but if they don't change it, okay. And I'm not, like, emailing the dev to change it either. And I'll tell you, you know, when I make a video, hey, I think that this is bad in this game, or it could have been better this way or that way. But usually those things are not about, like, forcing them to change the fundamental experience of the entire game. It's to try and improve one aspect of it or something.
Right.
I guess I don't understand this idea of, like, changing the entire fundamental experience of the entire game and what it is to its core. It's like, well, then that would just be a different game. What are you looking for? You're not looking for Dark Souls then. You're not looking for Bloodborne. You want to play something else.
Right.
There's thousands of games. You could do that very easily without getting all upset.